Hello everyone, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to our Let's Play series of Strategic Command World War II, World at War. It is episode number 44 of our Let's Play series on my YouTube channel. It is taken from a live stream from my Twitch channel. And we're into the summer of 1943. Things are going sort of a mixed bag, I'd say. The Pacific Theater is going very well. We've just landed on the Marianas on Saipan. We've taken that key objective. We're reinforcing the position there. And we're also taking large amounts of Japan's economic resources in the Dutch East Indies. We have held the Japanese at bay in China for a long period of time. That is not very sustainable, but we've destroyed the bulk of the Japanese Navy, and we've launched some strikes against some troops that looked like they were pulling out of the Philippines and potentially sending to China or somewhere else. I'm not quite sure where. But that's the situation right now in the East. On the Russian front in Europe, the Germans are slowly grinding our forces down. We just lost Leningrad. That's not good. We've already lost Stalingrad, so it's not a great situation, although things have at least stabilized a little bit. And on the Western front in France, we've taken southern France. We're sort of getting close to Paris, but a large German defensive line has sort of formed in front of us, and so things are a little bit uncertain. It feels a little bit like a stalemate there. But that's the situation right now. I don't think the war's decided yet. I think there's still an opportunity for us to win it, but there's also definitely a chance that we could still lose it. And so these are some pretty interesting turns as things continue to unfold. With all of that being said, I've already talked enough, almost 2 minutes, so I'm just going to go ahead and sign off and turn it over to my live streamy self from the live stream on my Twitch channel just the other day. Hope you guys enjoy. Leave your thoughts down below, and I'll catch you guys at the end. Oh, there's that. Let's go ahead and end this turn and move into July. We'll play one more turn tonight. We'll see how things play out. Colombia has joined the Allies. Yay, we get one garrison unit. I guess the one positive is I think it does increase the income for the Allies slightly. Maybe we'll get like 20 or 30 more MPPs per turn for the U.S. We'll see what happens here. We were pretty much grounded by bad air our entire turn. I'm sure... Yep, look, the Germans get clean weather again. At least in France. Holy shit, the Japanese fleet. Oh no, they just sank one of our battleships. We were overextended. Holy shit, it's the Yamato. Oh, they're pulling them out of the Philippines. Are they sending them to China? Those are level 12 battleships, which means it's got to be like the Yamato and Musashi and a carrier, maybe. A new front line is establishing itself right around here. The Axis is on Paris. Goddamn tactical Air Force just wiping me out. Utopian, the train noise signifies that the enemy is operationally moving their men, which basically means they're moving units via train. I think the AI can do that for free, whereas the Allies have to pay MPPs for that. But it also means they can't move this same turn. So they move them into a position, they suffer a readiness and a morale hit, and then they can't fight until the next turn. So it allows rapid movements, but it doesn't allow you to fight the same turn. German troops are attacking at Kalinin. That seems to be the main axis of their advance north of Moscow. Meanwhile, they're trying to... Yep, they just destroyed an American army in front of Tours to try and liberate those... or not liberate, but resupply those German troops that were cut off in that French city. Japanese are attacking at Canton. They nearly finish off our troops there. Meanwhile, they're also trying to get their troops in Dijon out, break those troops out. The Mexican corps there is being attacked. Japanese troops moving in northern China here between an Indian Special Forces unit and an Indian army there, pretty effectively, too. Armored units continue to penetrate in the south of Russia. So we've lost several units this turn. It's been a bloody turn for us. Not a very good one. I wouldn't say it's been disastrous yet, but it definitely hasn't been good. Japanese are... This is a full-on summer offensive there. Damage that British headquarters unit. I'm hopeful that the German supply in Tours is bad enough that I can finish them off this turn. Maybe use some air power against them if I ever get good weather. Up, German or Russian army here in front of Moscow. 2 Russian armies in front of... This turn just went real bad real fast. They just knocked out 2 Russian armies in front of Moscow, and they can bring a unit adjacent to Moscow next turn. The never-ending air attacks by the goddamn Axis air forces. They're all fucking OP. OP! I'm curious if the Japanese battleships we saw might be exposed so that we can knock them out. Oh my god, that's so many operational movements I can hear. Alright, so Tours and Dijon are both still cut off despite us losing the Mexican corps north of Dijon. And now they're suffering attrition damage, which is good for us. Soviet partisans rising up in the Caucasus yet again. Germans aren't garrisoning enough troops there, so that's good for us. Keep playing havoc on them, boys and women, in the case of the Russian partisans. We lost the Nelson. The British Nelson was sunk by the Yamato after being badly damaged by Japanese air attacks. Heavy tanks in Munich. Green Anchor, thanks for the follow, man. Germany has an aircraft carrier. I forgot about that. Okay, I get it. There's lots and lots of German units all over the place. Red Army headquarters. Axis forces in the vicinity of Chongqing. Huh? It may therefore be wise to give Chiang Kai-shek some assistance so that he can stiffen Chinese resistance to the Japanese. Sending supplies and military equipment to the Chinese government will cost us 200 MPPs. Sending this aid will boost China's income by the same amount while also increasing China's national morale by 3,000 points. The USSR did provide China with military assistance in the 30s, so it's not inconceivable they'd have done so again if Chongqing was threatened. If there is a possibility that China makes good use of this support, then it's strongly advised to say yeah. Well, but Russia needs the money more. Like, China might fall, and that'll suck. But the Pacific is actually better off right now. Heavy tanks are now available for production in the allied countries. That's good. Like, as much as I need more troops... Sade Burrow, thanks for the follow. Nice! 6 and drove that armor back. Alright, I'm going to advance here, not because I can do anything with it, but because it'll force these bombers to be redeployed. Why do they have naval flotilla bombers on that front? Wait, the Japanese brought more troops in behind our lines here in China again? Seriously? God damn it, finish that fucker. Alright, these troops need to be reinforced. Hopefully they can hold the line. Otherwise, I think I probably am better off just seeing if I can buy any new Chinese units. What did we... Is there anything over here at sea? Like, where did they move these guys? Okay. Well, we detected an enemy battleship there. The British destroyer. It's the Yamato. Good thing we've got a British carrier nearby. Oh, but it's in bad weather, so I can't hurt it. Fucking A. Charge! Every man forward. Oh, can I pull these? Yeah, I can. Okay. Every battleship forward. Go take out the Japanese super carrier. What is this anyway? It's the Akagi? Really? It seems a little bit over strength, but okay. Can't even knock that guy. 8-2? Oh shit! Their Chinese Air Force is gonna get into the game. Okay. Just do a little bit of damage. Don't get your... No! The air wing's knocked out. Oh shit! Another Japanese battleship! Alright. This one's going down. This has to be the Musashi, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, the Musashi is a goner. For sure. It doesn't have air cover. You can control either a specific country or the entire faction. It's actually up to you. Alright, so how much damage did we do to the Musashi? Alright, we should finish him off there. The Idaho. Oh, come on, Idaho. Finish him off. Heavy Cruiser New Orleans, can you put the final salvos in? He'll take a little bit of damage. Alright, got him. Alright, so we destroyed the Musashi. We badly damaged the Akagi. We didn't even scratch the paint on the Yamato. They must have gotten all their troops ashore wherever they were sending them. Oh, come on. Don't give me that enemy contact. I knew they were there. Alright, so we're gonna... Hopefully we can just overwhelm these guys. We got rid of most of their entrenchments with those attacks. Meanwhile, we're going for Dilly next turn. Let's pull the armor back. Reinforce these troops. Thanks for the follow, Charger 8117. Yeah. All right, let's get these aircraft west. You know what's interesting is we might get our fleet savaged by Japanese land-based bombers by doing what I'm doing. I've got to overwhelm the Akagi. I need more like full-fledged battleships west. So I think we're also going to trigger like Japanese reinforcements in the homeland because we're going to close within a certain distance of the home islands. Hey, good Tago. How you doing? Or good Tago. Alright, we'll get those escort carriers and battleships west. The North Carolina. Alright. Reinforce those aircraft to get them to max strength. Meanwhile, I should throw these guys on long-range amphibious transports. Get them out to sea. Alright, so I'm going to see if I can go for Brunei, which is another major Japanese oil production facility. Germany got one of their lost units back as a new unit. They'll block the road there. I'd like to reinforce those guys, but it doesn't look like I can. I'd love to bring some subs to bear against the Yamato to weaken it up a bit, or just air attacks. Air attacks will overwhelm it. It'll be interesting to see what the Japanese do with the Akagi, also how they use their air forces here. If they turn them against our naval vessels, it could get ugly fast. I don't actually have any air cover here, and they've got a lot of land-based aircraft here. They don't have any... Oh, they do have naval weaponry. Ugh. We might lose like 4 or 5 ships over here. That's okay, though. They don't have... I mean, they've got like 5 ships total, right? 4 ships total, because we just sank the Masashi, so... I think we'd be okay. Can also just send the Lorient, the French battleship here. Out to the east. Do we have any ships still in the Bay of Bengal? No, we don't. Okay. I thought I said long-range amphibious transport. Must have messed that up. We can upgrade the field artillery? Oh, nice. Better weapons. It's always good. Alright, so Tours is surrounded and attrited. They are entrenched, so that makes things a little... Oh, never mind. Just gonna say, that makes things more difficult. But not that difficult, I guess. And they're dead. So we're bringing those troops up. Okay. Cause these troops to fall back, move these guys forward. Reinforce the South African troops there. Alright, the troops at Dijon did get liberated, or if you will, or broken out. I'm curious if we hit them with strategic bombers first, if we'll draw the interceptors out. We will. We'll get escorts, so we'll get an air battle, which does not go in our favor. But we'll at least bomb them. So we'll chew up 2 German fighters there. Jesus, that air wing got destroyed. Alright, so Bomber Command gets hit with more enemy fighters. You'd think they'd be flying at night. Alright, so we just used up all their air force. Again, not exactly the easiest time, if you will. Of course, the British tactical bombers can't do jack shit because apparently mosquitoes don't exist. Right, that first attack chewed out one of their entrenchments. So all their entrenchments are gone. Alright, let's attack with this armor twice. Then we'll attack with our mechanized troops. Damn it. I couldn't finish him off! One of them made it out! I mean, I could move these guys south to finish them. Alright, so we finished off 2 German pockets of troops here at Dijon and at Tours. Both of them have been taken. The Germans have pulled substantial forces back to the French front, but that brings them down to 130 units, with 69 for the Japanese still. Okay. I think this American heavy cruiser was coming over, but why, I don't know. Maybe I'll send him into the Med and get him over to the Pacific. I think we'll do the same with this British sub. Just to make sure that we finish off the Yamato. I don't know, I'm a little bit worried about that. Also, they've got really strong air power in China. That's making me real nervous. Alright. Did we do the Russian front yet? I don't think we did. Move these troops forward. They're gonna die, but they're more about just buying time. I want to leave as many troops stationary as I can in front of Moscow. You know, I'll try and flank some of their units up near Vichy-Vorshi or whatever it's called. This German unit here, this 14th Army has no supply. Interesting that my bombers attack and do nothing despite the fact that there's no enemy air force nearby. Also, apparently there's some German armor in our rear. With no supply either. So we'll do that and we'll place one of the new units at Kubajev. Oh, but I can't do that. So fly this guy to Kubajev. Okay. New pocket here is going to take the oil and retake Grozny. Go, partisans, go! The Caucasus is your worst nightmare, Germans. Alright, meanwhile... Whoops, new units. We'll put a core here in their path. One unit. These guys have no entrenchment, so I'm actually going to move them north to take that pocket. Then we're going to go ahead and put new troops in their place. Meanwhile, the U.S. gets two new units as well. We have to place them on the coast. I don't have a lot of places that I can use the troops better in the Pacific, so I'll deploy them here. Mexican 1st Garrison unit's going to move forward. Okay. Let's actually move this British unit back. We'll move a garrison unit into Tours. Just because if there's a counterattack there, I don't really feel like having everybody get killed. reinforce those fighters. Okay, so we still have a fair bit of money across the board. Let's do this. Advanced tanks were already researching for level 5. I think advanced fighters I need to research. Armored warfare is already invested. Spying and intelligence are already maxed out. Same for mobility. Ground attack weapons could be better for my tactical air forces, but I don't really have much in the way of tactical air forces. So I don't think we're going to spend that money for the Americans. The Russians, I just feel like they're so close to defeat, I don't want to spend the money at all. Okay, so that's that. Meanwhile, for the Russians, let's go ahead and purchase some new units. So we're down 2 armies, so we'll purchase those. The cores were still down a lot. I'm just loading up on the conventional stuff. The Germans can kind of overrun it relatively easily, but it takes them time. And it's really the only way for me to hold my own for a while. Chinese could actually use a new core too. And we can afford one. I think that's our first new Chinese unit that we bought in quite a while. So, there's that. God, my tactical air forces are so bad. Is that why? Could it be because some of them are... No, because they're not all set to Raider. I'm not sure. I think it's just because the Germans all have the +1 experience, and then a lot of them also have a second level experience. KJ's live. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Also, oh, I already thanked you, Charger. Never mind. Sometimes it's easy to forget who I thanked and who I haven't, but I do appreciate it. Shogun Animist 097 also thanks for the follow. Okay. I think that's it for the turn. So I think that's probably all we're going to do for tonight. We've been going for about an hour, 40 minutes. It's about almost 1 a.m. my time, so I think I'm going to wrap up here for tonight. But we will progress further next turn. I don't know if I want to spend the money on destroyers. We will progress further in future episodes. France has really become a little bit of a stalemate. We haven't really been able to break out since our... drive through unoccupied Vichy. I really want to get to Paris because that'll bring France back into the war on our side where we can spend some of this French money up here. For the moment, we can't. Continuing to try and hold my own in Italy, tying down large numbers of German forces there. Are they still on the... they're still on the frickin' Gustav line. All right, dude. Just waste like 6 units down here. Go for it, AI. Hopefully we'll finish off the Japanese Navy next turn. Maybe we'll finish off the Akagi and the Yamato if we get good enough weather that we can bomb them. But that's it for tonight, guys. So thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for all the new followers, subscribers, and to everybody else who continues to support the channel. But until next time, this is the Historical Gamer. I am hoping I will have a War in the Pacific turn tomorrow night, so we'll see. We might be able to return to that game. But until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm out.